Hello, I am Ioannis Mandafounis. I am the artistic director of the Dresden Frankfurt dance company.
Hello, my name is Nastia. I'm a dance artist, and we are here to talk about the coming premiere of Lisa.
In this creation, we are using a system that I call in and out, which is basically a decision that the dancers are making to go on stage or to come off stage when they feel they have done what they need to do on stage. So by being able to remove yourself from the situation or to add yourself into a situation, you are therefore able to directly impact the piece on the spot.
It's a very exciting practice because, for me, the beauty is that you are present 100%. So if you are not on, like you miss the opportunities, you miss the excitement, you miss the call from the piece or from, I don't know, from the music, from outside forces. And it happens now. Like you cannot pre-decide, you cannot write it before.
So we are going to use poems from Osip Mandelstam, a Russian poet. But the way it's being used, it is like saying we are touching a little bit what theater could be, but from the point of view of dance and the narrative that dance dramaturgy can bring forward.
The use of poems, we use it in different languages. For example, me, I learned the original in Russian, and we also have a German translation and English translation. For me, this is also the excitement, how I can still transmit or, like to communicate what I want to say. And it's not necessary that the meaning of the poem, but through using of these words of Mandelstam, like I can also say something from myself.
I am trying to find a way to communicate to the audience and from dancer to dancer what would be a dialogue if we would actually replace our thoughts with the thoughts of the poet himself. So the sentences and the verses of the poems are used in a way that they are ours.
So it could be I deliver 2 sentences in Russian, and then Thomas would come in and would say the entire poem, like as an answer, and I don't need to, to think and to understand, like, what does it mean? Because, like, I know what it means.
In the rehearsal process of Lisa, we are working a lot on how we are being affected by each other when we dance, when we looked at each other, and how our bodies are connected.
What is special about this work for me personally is that I find that there is more space and there is more time to go deeper into what I just said about relations, into experiencing the context, experiencing the, I don't know, heaviness or lightness of situation, experiencing music, communication within each other.
We had to go through a whole process to learn a lot of things about choreography, dramaturgy, improvisation, become a team, meet each other for real. And then it comes then the next step, which is for me, Lisa, which is, okay, now we know better who we are. How do we react together in various situations? Therefore, now we are ready to take more risks and to go deeper into, when you take this risk, how do I react?
There will be different music shared in this space.
In this piece, we are going to use some nocturne from Gabriel Fauré, and we are going to have a piano playing them live.
This music is just, it opens the space for you to be dramatic, but in such a beautiful way, in a good way. Like dramatic, romantic, angry. It gives you space to be.
It actually brings us human beings into a very soft place where things tend to become a little bit cheesy, a little bit softer sometimes, but in a nice way. It makes us accept sometimes emotions that we ourselves put on the side. So in art we have this judgmental approach very often, and it is something that can help for some things, but can also stop us or block us from opening other doors. Then there is another part where I am using actually classical contemporary music, which is the opposite. It's not soft at all. It is totally, I would say, even aggressive for the ears, but it has something very deep. So I am playing with these two totally different emotions. These two, they are mirroring each other, and sometimes they are colliding, and this collision gives, for me, the very interesting tension that we can create between these 2 points. In Lisa, we are actually jumping back in time, and we are going in the 30s. We are going to have costumes, really 30s look, but typical 30s look. This refers to the period of the poems of Osip Mandelstam, but also for me it refers to something very important, which is historically there is a kind of in the 30s, a kind of crystallization of events which look like they're happening again today.
For me, Lisa is very powerful and fearless, and it can shift at many points and at any moment. Like it can be soft, it can be strong, it can be deep, it can be light.
You can also expect to be moved by music, by emotions, and by an extreme refined dancing.